Recently, I did a review of the floor-standing speakers from Morel Avyra. Overall, they turned out to be without surprises. Morel Avyra has once again proven that the highest quality products come out from under his wing, and it doesn't matter whether it's car speakers known worldwide or subwoofers that drop the low frequencies. Almost to the limit of the Mariana Trench or even high-end like the Thick Lady, but still questions about the 633 model remained, and the first description on Russian language sites stated that it had 3 stripes. I didn't argue with the industry guru, but after analyzing it, I was still surprised by this fact. The second point was that in the video, which I highly recommend watching, I was unable to get to the crossover and fully appreciate the ideas of the Israeli engineers. I hope we can fix that today, friends. Stay with us because at the end we will definitely open up this acoustics, take a look at the speakers, the insides, and I hope we'll get to the crossover. But before any act, there needs to be a prelude, so let's quickly go over the technical specifications. 2 drivers, 2 ways, acoustic design with a rear-firing port, and it's pretty straightforward because we know that, for example, with KEF, it's done very cleverly. There's a soft touch there, but here, there's nothing like that. And again, like Bowers, where the port is cut with these grooves like a golf ball, which supposedly improves air turbulence. Again, there is none of that here. Well, it's generally considered that this is quite enough, friends. The frequency range produced is from 40 to 20,000 hertz, with a sensitivity of 89 dB, which in my opinion is still a bit low. The crossover frequency is 2200 hertz and the impedance is 4 ohms, which again, doesn't seem super friendly for the amplifier. And do you know what's written in the manual? The rated maximum power is 160,000 watts. Guys, 1,000. Do you really think and believe that these speakers can handle 1,000 watts? I personally have serious doubts. Although I keep saying and reminding you that the more powerful your amplifier is, the more your acoustics will open up and you'll be able to listen to it better at low volumes. There will be better control, like a big strong hand, not like mine, but a solid metal-like grip will take hold of everything that the acoustics can offer. And the acoustics won't have a choice but to deliver the sound by weight. So they're not too heavy, although again, the manual says 8 kilograms. And the most important thing, the price, not 39, 139.99. Prices like 39,990 are high. Stands. What are these prices like 39,990? They might as well have put 99 and 9 kopecks on it. The stands cost 53,000 rubles, and that's pretty expensive for such things. I think specifically for these, it's not too much because they look really high-end and have a cohesive style. When you place the speaker on this pedestal, it creates a unified, just stunning-looking structure. Just look at it, especially from the side. I really like it. So in this case, the price is justified. But I don't really like that often branded acoustic sell stands at super high prices. For example, take the same models from KEF, like the LS50 Meta. The stands are, well, a bit pricey in my opinion. For example, let's take the KEF LS50 Meta models. The stands are a bit pricey in my opinion. And when you sell, oh, by the way, I want to point out that I deal with both selling and setting up home theaters and stereo systems. In my store, we sell all components from minimal to high-end. We'll make the prices just super sweet. So often when people buy KEF from me, I offer them the stands and they say it's expensive. It's expensive because, well, we could buy it cheaper. You have to understand that, of course, you can buy cheaper, but first of all, it won't match the style. And secondly, branded stands just fit all the parameters. I really hope that the engineers who designed the acoustics also made and constructed these very stands, and all of this together should create maximum harmony. Before the review, I read an external test about the 6922 model. The publication is extremely authoritative. So it mentioned that there are no damping or sound-absorbing materials inside the cabinet. The idea is to use the shape of the cabinet, its curves, and additional construction elements to combat those annoying standing waves and reflections inside the cabinet that any audiophile hates. But you wouldn't argue, friends, that all of this negatively affects the sound. If you do, just write in the comments. I'd be really happy to hear from you. In the meantime, let's check if there's anything inside besides the speakers, curves, and all sorts of tricks from the far-sighted designers. It's no wonder that Morel sells their speakers all over the world. Look how cleverly the diffuser is made using the one-piece system. Please don't confuse it with the series about pirates, Pokemon, dinosaurs, and porn stars. I hope you haven't watched it. The point is that the cap of the central part isn't glued. As you can see, it's solid. What are the advantages? It definitely won't come off and in theory will provide better output in the mid and low frequencies, making the sound faster and more neutral. Jumping ahead, I'll say that they generate music that's quite tight in terms of tonal balance while also being very refined. You'll hear for yourselves. That side panel is really cool. I just want to touch it and feel those curves. But now we're going to test them, let's say, not for durability, but to see how everything is made inside. So let's unscrew it. So, whoa, the little speaker is useful. Here it is. Let's pay close attention. Just like on the Polish 6B, made in Israel, handcrafted. At this point, we need to proceed with caution and carefully disconnect the component. This step is crucial to ensure no damage occurs to the surrounding parts. The same, absolutely. Not very heavy, but made with quality. You can see the spider on the coils, this clever little speaker, which is a single unit. There are no tricks in the suspension, unlike the Kevki 150 and above. A solid, good quality speaker, but we know that the founders, let's say this, friends, there were 3 of them, Morel, 2 more, who later created Denaudio and ScanSpeak. The guys from ScanSpeak, of course, have advanced further than anyone else because it is their creations that are generally in the coolest acoustic systems, but this is not my opinion. Many consider Wilson Audio to be top-notch, and they use ScanSpeak speakers, as well as custom-made ones. People who once put their strength and energy into this are always crafting something new. They also love ScanSpeak CS. Alright, the last one. Carefully putting it away, and the holy of holies of any acoustic system is undoubtedly and truly, of course, the VCH. They are similar in weight. This tweeter here really commands respect. Look, it's closed on the other side, massive. As thin as possible. I can see right through it. I don't know if the camera allows you to see this texture. It's made with quality, friends, quality. Of course, made in Israel, handcrafted again by Morel. The speaker, if anyone is interested, is MDT3F. To see the crossover, because I'm already prepared, I was trying to unscrew this part, which unfortunately during the testing and disassembly of the floor speakers didn't budge for me because one of the screws got stuck. So, thank goodness we don't need to unscrew this part. Everything is visible from here, as you can see. As one publication wrote, there wouldn't be any damping material, but it's actually here, and there's quite a lot of it. The panels are thick, but by the way, they're about the same as those on the Kifa Q, which is 150/350. In my opinion, the crossover is really well made. First of all, pay attention to how neatly it's assembled and the components. What a big copper coil. It's relatively simple, but it commands respect. The Israelis did a great job. Well done. So apparently, together with the acoustics, this gives such a mature sound. There's a reason for that price. stands, they were, more accurate, more refined, yet at the same time more expansive and powerful. Although, again, if we compare the floor standing speakers with our bookshelf ones, the floor standers I tested recently, what I can say is that there's practically no difference in the high frequencies and overall soundstage. But if we talk about the delivery, the sound wave, then of course the floor standers have a much larger presence. The bass is more accurate, deeper, and it feels like they just give you more sound information. The soundstage somehow feels wider. But again, I can't recall any significant difference in the high frequencies. So if you want to save some money and you like that signature Morel sound, then you can definitely go for the bookshelf speakers. Although, if we add the price of the stands, it pretty much evens out. Well, I don't see the point in buying them like this. It's better to just get the floor standing speakers. If you want to save money, like really save, then you should go for Kiev, because the Q150 and Q350 are really great in their segment. But of course, they sound very different. They are really great in their segment. But of course, they sound very different. Moreover, I tested Morel with my signature tracks. I think I'll make a video soon where I go through all my test tracks. So Rammstein, the latest album, was great for our heroes. The song and the one before it, as well as the last audio track, are just mega cool. Again, George Michael, my favorite album, Older, whether it's Jesus to a Child or Fast Love, those tracks from Older are just perfect for listening on Morel speakers, because they really let you feel his spirit. The sound is soft, and at the same time caressing, a bit honeyed. Kef doesn't have that. It's much harsher, more aggressive. But Morel speakers really smooth you out. And these speakers kind of tease you a bit. What do you prefer, being punished or being pampered? So choose wisely. Plus, the price is significantly higher. But this acoustics will definitely find its audience. It will find its buyers. Because if you listen to it, if you look at it, if you set up a home theater with it, and that's totally possible since there's also a center channel, you can easily build a classic 5.1, 7.1, or 9.1 system, add a subwoofer, and you'll have an amazing home theater, super refined yet punchy.